Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and actually welcome to my very first video ever. I'm an Emoti and I'm a long-time Stranger Things fan. I've been following this show since day one and like many of you, I'm completely obsessed with it. Last week we got a brand new trailer for season 5 and ever since watching it, I haven't been able to think about anything else. There are so many hints and questions packed into those few minutes, I just had to talk about it. So today I'm sharing my personal predictions and theories about the final season of Stranger Things. But quick disclaimer, I'm only using official sources, meaning the previous 4 seasons, the new season 5 trailer, and the incredible stage play The First Shadow. I've been actively avoiding all the unofficial stuff, no leaked photos, no secret set videos, because I don't want to ruin the actual experience when the season finally drops. So if you're like me and you love diving deep into the theories without spoiling the real magic, you're in the right place. Let's talk about what might be coming in the final chapter of Hawkins. Jonathan, Nancy, Steve love triangle. Honestly, I was fully prepared for Steve to die in season 4. His arc seemed complete, from cocky heartbreaker and bully to beloved babysitter and team player. Great Eddie Munson actually summarized all Steve characters' past in his speech.
I guess I can accept the fact that Steve Harrington is actually a good dude.
It felt like he had come full circle and a heroic death would have made perfect narrative sense. But then, they surprised us. They gave him a new storyline, then resolved feelings between him and Nancy. Suddenly, we weren't just watching Steve grow, we were watching him finding hope, and Jonathan and Nancy started to drift apart. He started hiding things, especially the fact that he wasn't going to college with her. Meanwhile, Nancy started reconnecting with Steve, and the chemistry was real. She saw how he's changed, how he's grown into someone kind, respectful, and respected by the younger group, and she looked at him differently.
That was as unambiguous a sign of true love as these cynical eyes have ever seen.
And we all saw it. And with that, the triangle is fully reborn, which brings us to this. Only 2 of these 3 will survive, and it's going to be Nancy and Steve. I like Jonathan. He is sensitive, loyal, and sincere. His calm energy complemented Nancy's ebullient energy well, but Jonathan's character arc has been pretty passive lately, and season 5 might be his time to shine. Maybe he finally steps out of the shadows, especially Nancy's. Nancy is a fighter. She is bold, driven, always chasing truth, and often dragging Jonathan behind her. Not on purpose, of course, they just have different tempers. I feel like in the final season, Jonathan, who has been the same through the series, while Steve and Nancy have been growing, should change too. Not by outshining Nancy or competing with Steve, but by choosing to step forward, to act, and to become a protector. I believe he'll sacrifice himself to save Nancy, or maybe both her and Steve. This wouldn't be just about love, it would be about identity, about stepping out of quiet, self-doubting version of himself and doing something loud, brave, and irreversible. His speech in the trailer? Sorry, but it sounds like a goodbye scene. And that haunting image of Nancy crying, scraping blood off her hands. To me, it clearly shows she lost someone very close, and it was probably Jonathan. So, the summarize. Nancy and Steve survive and Jonathan doesn't. He sacrificed himself to save Nancy. And let's get to the second theory. Will Mike and Eleven, identity, honesty, and letting go. So now let's talk about another triangle, or more like love tangle. Will, Mike, and Eleven. I don't think we are getting a full bilateral relationship, but I feel like Will is going to confess his feelings towards Mike. Not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, powerful healing moment, a moment of truth and acceptance. I think we're heading toward an emotional conversation between Will and Mike, and the moment where Will finally shares how he truly feels, and Mike doesn't run from it. He listens and he accepts. That moment will help Will accept himself, and it might even bring the 2 of them closer again as friends. I feel like acceptance is very important for Will's character, as he will surely be influenced by Vecna and the Mind Flayer, who, as we all know, use people's deepest psychological traumas and complexes to break them. And to get rid of their control, he has to get rid of fear and shame and accept himself. and I believe he'll get through this. But I also feel like Mike and Eleven are not going to end up together as well.
I dump your ass.
Just kidding, it's not going to be that tough. Eleven is changing. I feel like she'll go through her own crisis and will look for her identity too, questioning who she really is. Is she a hero who can save everyone or a monster who opened the door to evil and put everyone in danger? The inner conflict will define her arc in the final season. The trailer's visual parallels between her and Demogorgon aren't accidental. You can see her jumping just the same way as Demogorgon does, and I can see how the show has been drawing that parallel since the very first season. She's always been connected to the Upside Down, and now she'll have to face the truth about her origin, her power, and her role in all of this. For me, Eleven was always on the good side, and I feel like she is ultimately going to make the hardest choice, to sacrifice herself to save the others. So for Mike and Elle, their story won't end in a fight or a heartbreak. What they had was a first love, sweet and naive. It was never meant to last forever, but that doesn't mean it wasn't real. The scene shown in the trailer looks like they're having a deep conversation. Eleven seems to comfort Mike by stroking his cheek. They both look sad and slightly guilty. I feel like it's a breakup scene. Elle will choose her purpose, to fight for everyone, and Mike will accept her choice. They'll agree that their relationship was more a children's game and that their first love will evolve into something else, not romantic but unbreakable, a deep true bond between two people who have been through impossible together. So, to summarize, Will makes coming out and it helps him to shake off Vecna's influence and survive. Mike and Elle break up, Mike survives and Elle sacrifices herself to save Hawkins. Vecna isn't the big bad. I know the trailers are pushing Vecna as the ultimate villain, but I'm not convinced. After watching the first Shadow play, I started thinking, Vecna is not the real evil, the Mind Flayer is. So, let's break it down. First, from the first Shadow stage play, we learned that Harry Creel wasn't born evil. He was a quiet, awkward boy, but not a psycho. It was a Mind Flayer who corrupted him. He was trying to resist it, but he didn't succeed. And Henry was drawing it, seeing it, even before Eleven even sent him to the Upside Down. So yeah, the Mind Flayer was always there, and it manipulated Henry. The second scene is...
Do you not see 11? He did not make me into this. You did.
But did she? Or is it just what Mind Flayer make him think? Think about it. I feel like Vecna has been manipulated from the start, and it's the Mind Flayer who was trapped there all along and who made Vecna think that he created all the monsters and the Mind Flayer itself. Third, remember Will's drawing of the party facing the giant dragon, with Mike leading them. That dragon is more like Mind Flayer than Vecna. Many heads, many faces that it manipulates. Way more final boss than Vecna could ever be. So my take is Henry is a victim, but I don't think Eleven can save him. Not fully. But maybe, just maybe, there's a fragment of his soul left hidden deep somewhere even Vecna doesn't go. And maybe Elle could reach it, see the real Henry, and this fading shadow of who he really was might give her a clue how to defeat Vecna. I know this parallels Billy's story, but it seems to me that Henry is as much victim of Mind Flayer as Billy was. He's just been under control a lot longer. I don't think Duffer Brothers will pull the same trick they did with Billy, and Henry's soul probably won't be the key to defeating Vecna, but I still consider him the victim in this story. The summarize. The Mind Flayer is the main villain and Vecna is its marionette. Theory 4. The Chancellor is Henry's sister. I haven't seen this theory anywhere else, but I couldn't be the only one, right? Do you see this key necklace she wears? Look closely, it's shaped like an old-fashioned clock key. And what's the number one symbol of Vecna coming? The old clock that appears in every hallucination and chimps before attacks. And guess what? This clock has a keyhole. This couldn't be just a coincidence. Also, at least 3 or 5 kids attacked by Vecna in Season 4 had therapy sessions with her. Patrick was not shown much, but I think he totally could have been visiting her. And Nancy, she is so related to the Upside Down that Vecna could easily get to her without the help of the counselor. If you look at her age, she could totally be Henry's sister. Her appearance certainly doesn't look like the girls from Vecna's memories. But people change, you know? So I feel she's connected to Vecna somehow, and she might literally be the key to stopping him. She's absolutely sure secretly helping him. Willingly or not, we don't know yet. But that necklace, it says something. So my prediction is the counselor will play the key role in defeating Vecna, but we don't know yet which side she will be on. Hopper and Eleven are Joel and Ellie we deserve. I see so many parallels in Stranger Things and Last of Us father and daughter relationship. A grieving father who lost his daughter, a chosen one girl, and a second chance for them to find a family in each other. Just like Joel, Hopper finds purpose again in protecting the one person who brought him back to life emotionally. And we can see it clearly in Season 5 trailer. He's there, steady and calm as Elle prepares to enter the sensory deprivation tank. He walks beside her into the Upside Down. He's not letting her go into that world alone. He stands behind her, shotgun ready, not just as a fighter, but as a father. But unlike The Last of Us, where Joel dies for Ellie, I think Stranger Things is going to flip it. Elle will sacrifice herself for the world and for him. And Hopper? I believe he'll survive. He already had his heroic death moment in the end of Season 3. We've been there, we grieved for him and watched other characters going through it. If Duffer Brothers wanted him gone, they would have done it then. Now he needs to live, to carry her legacy. And please, I beg you, let Joyce live too. That woman has been through so much. If anyone deserves a Silver of Peace, it's her. Hopper and Joyce deserve a happy ending, at least as much as possible, considering I predict the demise of Eleven and Jonathan. I think the major emotional arc for Joyce could come from the idea that she was so focused on saving her younger son that in the end she couldn't save the older one. Throughout the series, Joyce has been completely focused on protecting Will, doing everything she could to save him, forgetting that Jonathan is also her son. And he became a parent figure for his own mother, looking after her when no one else would and trying to protect. If Jonathan dies, it won't just break her. She'll blame herself for not being the kind of mother he deserved and not being able to protect him. This breaks my heart, but I feel like it's what's going to happen. So my bittersweet hope is Hopper and Joyce survive, even if they lose people they love most. So yeah, these were my top predictions for Stranger Things final season. Maybe they're totally off, maybe they're okay, who knows. This was actually my first YouTube video ever, and I don't know even if anybody's going to watch it, so if you made it till this moment, thank you, truly. And give me a sign you did this, leave this secret mind flare emoji so I know you made it through the whole video. Also, drop your own theories in the comments and let me know if you agree with any of mine or you totally disagree, anything. Like, subscribe, this will really support me and encourage to keep creating videos like this. And also let me know if you'd like to hear my thoughts on what might happen to the other characters. And see you in the Upside Down. Bye!